Tonight, the Bob's next chapter.
We're hoping to start construction early 2027.
New owners taking over the former YMCA, planning a housing transformation. Plus, the ideal learning environment.
This is absolutely just a cost-saving measure for the government. It's not what is best for kids.
Pushback on Ontario's e-learning mandates while cracking down on cell phones. And losing faith in fuel prices.
Said a little prayer that God would bring it down at some point.
No divine intervention expected for this holiday weekend.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a new housing project in East London transforming the former Bob Hayward YMCA into affordable apartments. With more on the project and its potential timeline, here's Sean Irvin.
It has now been 2.5 years since the Bob Hayward YMCA on Hamilton Road was shuttered. Members were emotional on that final day, wondering what would become of their beloved branch. They now know the answer. Christian community developer Indwell has purchased the building from the YMCA for $2 million.
The core tenet for the Y was ensuring that the purchaser aligned with our values, and so that is reflected in what we were able to negotiate together with Indwell.
The Bob, as it was affectionately known, will not be torn down. Instead, it will be repurposed into housing, with its gym remaining untouched.
We do see opportunity for the development of 100 units here, as well as the preservation of the gym, which is an important feature not only for our tenants to be able to access and utilize, but the greater community as well.
Now, along with the repurposing of the original building, the plan also calls for a substantial addition. Government support will be needed for the project to move forward, but if all goes according to plan, it won't take long for shovels to hit the ground.
We're hoping to start construction early 2027.
Successful management of another Indwell project ensured the Bob could move forward. Allocated money from the Fund for Change, overseen by the London Community Foundation, went unspent and will be transferred here.
That's a significant savings, $3 million. That's what allowed them to purchase the building and to add more to the construction. So it's an incredible win-win.
That is the mindset of Hadley McAllister, the city councillor for the area. He's pleased to see supportive housing will be created right next door to planned housing on the former grounds of Fairmont Public School.
But in terms of what we have available right now, this is a project that could be done relatively quickly, and the need is great in our community. We have capacity issues, but again, we'd like to see them throughout the city. I think the East End has done its part, and we need other areas to also have projects just like this.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Ontario gas prices are inching closer to the $2 a litre mark, a threshold industry analysts believe we will cross at some point. It's just a matter of when. With more on what that means for drivers ahead of a long weekend, here's John Venevalley-Rao.
For those filling up while hauling up extra items to the cottage this weekend, the answer to one question was near universal.
How are you feeling about the gas price this Victoria Day weekend?
Bad. Yeah, it's very expensive.
At this highway gas stop north of Toronto on the way to cottage country, drivers said the high price wasn't keeping them from traveling, but was making the trip a little less enjoyable.
When I looked at it, I thought, yeah, okay, well, and I said a little prayer that God would bring it down at some point so we could afford it better, but it is what it is.
According to the website Gas Buddy, the national average price is $1.90 compared to $1.39 a year ago, making it 51 cents more compared to last Victoria Day weekend. Some drivers said the trip to and from the cottage was costing them an extra $30 in gas this year.
It hurts and it's not what you want, but it's a necessary evil for us because it is summertime.
In Vancouver, gas remains above $2.20, which some think could become the national average this summer if the blockades at the Strait of Hormuz continue to constrain oil supplies globally.
If the Strait remains closed for another few weeks, there's certainly increasing chances that Canada could take out its previous 2022 record of $2.11 a litre.
And now there is some concern about supplies of motor oil and warning some brands may get harder to come by.
The motor oil sections in many stores across Canada, North America, may wind up having less selection, and certainly some products not being available whatsoever.
Meanwhile, gas expert Dan McTigg says if motorists want to save money, they should try to buy their gas after 6 p.m. because in most cities, he says, the price drops a few cents a litre in the evenings. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Good evening and happy long weekend. Kicking it off on a Friday. We started the day with some sunshine, but we did get into a bit of cloud as we pushed into the afternoon. So that put the brakes on the temperatures just a bit. We're getting some sunshine as we head through the late evening. Temperatures in the mid to upper teens through the day today, and will hold in the upper teens as we head through the next hour. A little bit of cloud cover, as I mentioned. We have some showers off to the north, but the long weekend is setting up to be nice to start. We do have some rain and thunderstorms to get through as we head into Saturday, but temperatures are headed way up. As we push towards midnight, we're at 10 degrees, but winds out of the south. Coming up, I'll take you through the forecast. Holiday weekend is looking steamy for Holiday Monday. I'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. A federal government announcement here in London today offering funding for 8 businesses and associations in our region meant to help them endure ongoing American tariffs. With more on the expected impact, here's Jerry Dewan.
The federal government is investing more than $20 million to support 8 businesses and organizations in London and across Chatham-Kent. The funding is part of the government's Regional Tariff Response Initiative.
Doesn't matter what the world does. We control this. We've got the education and the workforce.
Evan Solomon is the minister responsible for FedDev Ontario. The funding targets key sectors including manufacturing, automotive, life sciences, and agri-food. The funding comes as the London region saw unemployment hit 9.2% in April, the highest of any large city in the country.
We believe you got to invest in a workforce and you got to invest in the builders. And then you've got to create a place so they can get customers.
The Western Fair Association is receiving the largest share of the funding, with $8 million going towards expanding and modernizing its agri-food hub known as The Grove. The funding will help establish Grove 2.0, focusing on scale-ready production and cold storage facilities. The goal is to help small and medium-sized agri-food enterprises diversify their markets, strengthen supply chains, and enhance regional economic resilience.
36,000 square feet of additional production space, retail opportunities, 20,000 square feet of cold storage that will be shared amongst tenants.
The investment today just reinforces the importance of the food industry to our region. We have well over 150 companies that employ 10,000 people in this area, and they're poised for further growth. The investment today will help us build a pipeline of more food entrepreneurs.
The remaining funds will support 7 other local businesses, primarily tool and die and plastic molding operations in London, Chatham, and Wallaceburg. The funding is intended to improve operational efficiency, adopt new technologies, and expand growth opportunities.
We are really aware of how hard hit southwestern Ontario has been. In the tariff war, this is really the front line.
Solomon says the investment underscores the federal government's strategy to counter tariff impacts and foster long-term prosperity for southwestern Ontario. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
An OPP officer has been charged with manslaughter related to a fatal shooting last summer in Norfolk County. According to the province's Special Investigations Unit, there are reasonable grounds to believe Constable Quade Odrowski committed a criminal offense, firing his gun at a 22-year-old man during an arrest. The shooting happened when the officer tried to stop a man operating a personal watercraft at the McDonald Turkey Point Marina. According to the SIU, Odrowski was arrested yesterday, and he now has a court date set for June 2nd. RCMP in Alberta say they're investigating a shooting which injured 4 people. They say the shooting was connected to a crash from this morning in Airdrie, just north of Calgary. According to police, multiple vehicles were involved and several shots were fired. They say the 4 victims were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. They also say they believe the shooting was targeted and there was no wider risk to the public. Police in the Peel region say they're looking for multiple suspects accused of firing shots at a tow truck in Brampton. They say they're also looking for the tow truck driver. According to police, they were called to a gas station last night for reports of gunfire, but by the time they arrived, the tow truck and its driver had left the scene. No injuries have been reported, and investigators say they want to speak with the tow operator.
This is concerning because this is 6 o'clock at night on a Thursday. People are out shopping. People are driving home from work. We're well aware of that, but it appears as though this was isolated to the tow truck. However, this is a blatant regard for public safety given when this is occurring and given the fact that this is individuals discharging an illegal firearm at a tow truck. That's unacceptable, and that is not going to be tolerated in this region.
It was once pitched as the new gateway to downtown London, but 14 years later, a prime riverfront location in Soho remains vacant. However, as Daryl Newcomb reports, there may be renewed interest in South Street development.
Full of potential, but empty for more than a decade, this riverfront site near Wellington and South Street has become a magnet for illegal dumping, encampments, and other neighborhood concerns.
This property, with all the encampments and everything that's been going on with this, are part of the neighborhood. We just want it dealt with, residential, put something here to make it look a little bit more beautiful than the ugliness of what it is now.
City Hall is conducting a tax sale of 5 properties on the site after property taxes went unpaid. Councillor David Ferreira hopes new ownership will spark new development plans.
There has been opportunity here before, didn't materialize. There were promises made, didn't materialize.
The political will. In his 2012 State of the City address, then Mayor Joe Fontana praised a proposal by a company called FinCor to redevelop the entire site. But what was promised to be a $300 million twin tower residential and wellness center never broke ground, and the city had to step in to demolish a derelict home on South Street. Through this tax arrears process, the city never technically owns any of the properties, and therefore they can't amalgamate them into a single parcel to receive bids. Being sold separately, the properties could end up with mixed ownership, limiting the property's development potential. Ferreira believes there's great potential based on the location's proximity to the bus rapid transit system, the new Vision Soho development on the former hospital lands, and recent investments in the Thames Valley Parkway along the river.
This is an underutilized piece of land that is in a great spot in the city. So, I think it's time that we potentially have a new future here.
Sealed tenders to buy each of the individual properties will be accepted until 3 p.m. on June 18th at City Hall. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
A gathering outside City Hall today bringing together the local queer community and their allies.
Ida Hobbit is May 17th of every year. It is the International Day for Transphobia, Biphobia, Homophobia, and things. In 1990, the World Health Organization said that homosexuality wasn't a mental health illness anymore. So only 36 years ago. So we're here, and it seems like we're going backwards a little bit. So.
Organizers say they want to create a safe space where community members can come together and share stories at a time of rising tension.
Right now is the time to get together, not on just special days, but on days that matter the most, so that we can still stand for what we believe in and our equality within our community.
High school teachers are calling on the provincial government to scrap mandatory e-learning, arguing the current model hurts in-class engagement. It also seems to be inconsistent with the Education Ministry's stated push to cut down on screen time. Rita Ismail reports.
The Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation says the province is sending mixed messages to students and educators. The union says while the province continues to tighten cell phone rules in classrooms, it's also pushing students toward more screen-based learning.
We're calling for the elimination of mandatory e-learning in Ontario high schools right now, while the minister is calling for possible social media bans or cell phone bans. He really needs to take a look at, is on-screen learning the best for students? And we don't believe that it is.
OSSTF argues mandatory e-learning was introduced as a cost-saving measure, one that has led to larger class sizes and fewer supports for students.
This is absolutely just a cost-saving measure for the government. It's not what is best for kids.
The Federation says funding formulas allow significantly larger online classes compared to in-person learning.
In-person classes are funded at 23 students per teacher, but virtual classes are only funded at 30 students per teacher. And that's baked into the funding formula. Whether students actually sign up for e-learning isn't actually part of the formula.
For students, opinions are mixed when it comes to online learning.
I do more work in in-person school, so if I was online, I probably wouldn't care as much. I was thinking about doing that next year. For 2 of my courses, I was going to do them at least like 1 in the morning, so that I don't have to come to school as early and I can do them whenever I want in the day.
Prefer in class because it's like more hands-on. And
Teachers also say cell phone policies need to be applied more consistently across schools.
It's absolutely true that cell phones are a distraction for students. Even if it's off and face down, it's still a distraction, I think the data would show. So certainly supportive of that, but there does need to be a more consistent rollout and more consistent support for teachers for implementing it.
OSSTF says it will continue pushing the province for changes it believes better support student learning, both in classroom and at the bargaining table. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
An elderly man had to be rescued this afternoon after he slipped down an embankment toward the Thames River. Emergency responders say they were called to the river near the Labatt Brewery around 2:30 p.m. They say the man never ended up in the water, but members of the technical rescue team had to use ropes to get him back up the riverbank, and he was treated for a laceration on his head. City officials are reminding residents about London's fireworks bylaw ahead of the long weekend. Backyard fireworks are only allowed on Monday between dusk and 11 p.m. and they are not permitted on city streets or in parks. When we come back, a new pipeline to pump Canadian oil. Ottawa and Alberta announce a landmark agreement. Plus, shoreline safety in Kincardine, the so-called Smart Beach technology designed to identify unsafe swimming conditions. Welcome back. Construction on a new oil pipeline could begin as early as next year in Western Canada after an agreement announced today between the federal government and Alberta. It would still take several years for any oil to start flowing, though, and as Abigail Beeman reports, the government sales pitch isn't over yet.
This is a big step forward in Ottawa-Alberta relations with commitments for both the pipeline and lower carbon pricing.
This gives industry the time and certainty needed to plan, invest, and deliver real emissions-reducing projects without undermining competitiveness.
Alberta is pitching this as a big win, both in terms of major savings for the oil industry and progress on its long-standing push for a pipeline to the West Coast to reach Asian markets. The new deal signed between the province and Ottawa puts the effective carbon price at $130 a ton by 2040 instead of 2030. Alberta plans to submit its pipeline proposal to the Major Projects Office by July 1st, and Ottawa commits to naming it as a project in the national interest by October, then work to greenlight construction by September 2027. Alberta wants to see oil flowing no later than 2033-34, but there are outstanding issues. All this is promised alongside consultations with Indigenous peoples, some of whom are vehemently opposed. There is no private proponent yet to pay for it, and the Prime Minister maintains no pathways, no pipeline, meaning the carbon capture project known as Pathways, yet the deal doesn't lay out any conditions for that to be built before or alongside a pipeline.
Coming together, making an agreement, moving forward, creating a better future for our kids and grandkids, including, I strongly going to stress this, including with respect to the environment.
And on another topic, electricity, today's deal builds on the Prime Minister's promise yesterday to loosen Trudeau-era clean electricity regulations by basically removing them for Alberta. That's all within the larger goal of doubling Canada's electricity capacity by 2050. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
New technology has been introduced at Kincardines Beach, meant to improve safety. The shoreline has seen its share of tragedy in the past 2 decades amid 6 reported drownings blamed on serious rip currents. Scott Miller reports.
A new system to warn beachgoers of unsafe swimming conditions is being installed on Kincardines' public shoreline.
We've had a really tragic past in Kincardine where people have lost their lives because of really dangerous currents, and this will hopefully keep people safe so that when the conditions change, they can pause and take a moment to think about whether or not they should go into the water.
6 people have drowned and 7 more people have almost drowned in the waters off the coast of Kincardine since 2008. In a search for beach safety, Kincardine has created a 200-meter no-swim zone south of the town's pier where many of the drownings have occurred, while adding more life-saving equipment to the beach and piers. But the first smart beach light ever installed in Canada is really the centerpiece of Kincardine's push towards shoreline safety.
This is actually a first of its kind in Canada, where we're working with the University of Waterloo and the municipality of Kincardine to develop a custom model for this beach in particular, and then as the conditions change, the light will change.
Real-time data from buoys off the coast of Kincardine measuring wind speed and direction along with wave strength are combined with predictive modeling captured through 2 summers of studying Kincardine's water patterns and currents to automatically change the traffic lights to let beachgoers know if it's safe to go in the water or not.
Red light, high hazard, yellow light, medium hazard, and green light, low hazard. If I wasn't even from around here and I came down to the beach and I saw a red light, I'm going to think twice about going in the water.
This light is not driven by somebody making a decision. This light is driven off of a model. And that's the first time that that's been done in Canada, where they took the weather information for a few years, collecting it here at Station Beach with the University of Waterloo, and turned that into a model of our beach, so that as the weather is changing, that model is determining what is the red, the yellow, and the green.
Kincardine's smart beach light will be operational at least by June 12th. That's when they're going to have a ribbon cutting and a grand opening, essentially. And some of the families of the drowning victims here in Kincardine will be here to mark the occasion as well. In Kincardine, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Julie's with me on the desk now at the start of a long weekend that we've been hyping up with this weather forecast. Julie, I know there's going to be a chance for some showers, but I think we'll take that given the temperatures overall.
Yeah, temperatures really swinging almost summer-like. And of course, we always call it the unofficial kickoff to summer, the May long weekend. And this one delivers with the temperatures headed in the right direction and a real taste of summer as we head into your Sunday, Monday. Today, temperatures into the upper teens. We had that sunshine early in the day. It was nice to see. A little cloud cover coming in this afternoon, associated with a little wave to the north. There are some showers that are pushing through northern Ontario tonight, but we're not expecting that to move in. Skies will actually clear back out as high pressure maintains its hold. As we head into tomorrow morning, we will see some cloud cover building mid-morning, and we're pushing the showers a little bit later. So yesterday, the forecast had the rain and thunderstorms coming in first thing in the morning and then clearing out in the afternoon. Showers are going to come in a little later, mid-morning, early afternoon, but clearing by the evening. So our weather story will shift, Carlyle. Tomorrow morning, the warm air starts to come in, and as a result, that will spark some weather in the region. Temperatures tonight, much warmer than they were last night. Overnight lows will dip down anywhere between 7 and 9 degrees through London, Kitchener, Waterloo, and Mount Forest. And near Cottage Country, temperatures overnight 10 to 11 degrees and 10 degrees near Lake Erie tonight. Lots of people I know plan to open up their cottages, or perhaps you're going up to your trailer, you're going to go camping this weekend. It won't be a wash by any means, but be prepared for some rainfall, especially as we head into your Saturday. As we look across Canada tonight, it's snowing in through central and northern areas of Alberta. Temperatures cooling off on the west coast, and we're heating up as we push across the Great Lakes. So that warmth building. Look at Thunder Bay, 25 degrees. So that warm air has been able to push its way northward. As we go out 36 hours, so this takes us into tomorrow morning. We'll put a stop in that radar for you. So first thing in the morning, you'll wake up sunrise. We'll have some sunshine. So if you want to have your morning coffee outside, if you're an early riser, you'll get a bit of sunshine first thing in the morning. The clouds will move in by about 9 o'clock, and then overcast conditions. Rain developing mid-morning, early afternoon. This is the cold front that'll come in, and you'll see the clouds building. You'll see this little warm push coming in, and that's what's going to bring the rain. Now behind this, the temperatures spike. So late afternoon, early evening, we're into the mid-20s, and it will feel close to 30. So we're even talking humidex in this forecast. Now, lots of action just off to the west. This could arrive to our area as we head into Monday night. Sunday night, we could see some showers as well, but during the day, we should get through nice and dry. Your Saturday forecast, 23 in the afternoon. The winds out of the south. Again, that rain risk window developing mid-morning, ending in the afternoon, so you can take those barbecues back outside Saturday evening. We'll hit 21 degrees as we head into your Sunday. Cloudy with sunny breaks, and then a mix of sun and cloud on a Monday. Probabilities are low at 30%. This is not a completely awesome weekend, but it definitely is a wonderful warm weekend and getting almost hot as we head into Monday and Tuesday with daytime highs from 29 to 30 degrees. A bit cooler on Wednesday, but temperatures will average above normal over the next 7. Midwestern Ontario, showers with some gusty winds through the day tomorrow, ending late afternoon, early evening. 20 degrees. We'll hit 24 on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud for holiday Monday, but rain showers expected Monday night with the winds picking up across southern Ontario. So Carlyle, again, I mentioned it before, it's not a perfectly awesome weekend. However, we do have some sunshine. We'll definitely have some outdoor time, and those temperatures, I mean, that's pretty good for a May long weekend.
You could do a lot worse for sure, Julie. Thanks very much. Still ahead, barbecue best practices. How to ensure your grill is summer ready after a winter of hibernation.
We absolutely love Jimmy Buffett, and according to the internet, you need to introduce more Jimmy Buffett into your life.
Jimmy Buffett maxing, we're talking about that on the iHeartRadio Pure Country Countdown this weekend, Saturdays at 9, Sundays at 4.
Join us.
Ontario's biggest country music festival is back for 2026. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of VIP tickets plus camping to Boots and Hearts at Burles Creek Event Grounds from August 7th to the 9th.
The long weekend is here, and for many, it's the start of grilling season. However, as Pat Foran reports, if your barbecue has sat idle through the winter, it may need some attention before you fire it back up.
Jo Hill-Ross felt it was time for her family to get a new barbecue.
We've been having trouble with the igniter. It won't light.
If you're using your gas grill for the first time this weekend, you'll want to make sure it's ready for another season.
This is a really good time of year to open up the grill, check out what it's been through over the winter, and give it a good wipe down.
If you didn't give your barbecue a good cleaning when you put it away for the fall, you may have some work to do.
Maintaining your grill is about more than just keeping it looking nice. It can actually make it safer and work better too. Things like failed igniters, leaking gas line, or a clogged burner are all typically things that you can fix, but they're also a big problem if you let them go unchecked.
To check your gas line for leaks, connect the propane tank, open the valve, and use a mixture of water and dish soap on the gas line and other parts. If you see any bubbling, that could mean you have a leak. You may need a new tank or replacement hose.
Make sure spiders haven't built webs inside of it over the winter, because if they have, lighting the grill can cause those to ignite.
Next, fire it up and check the burners. Yellow or uneven flames usually means a clogged burner. Turn off the gas and try cleaning the holes with a toothpick. Once the grill has cooled, if that doesn't help, you can replace the burners. If the igniter is clicking slowly, not at all, or not lighting the grill, it may need a new battery or have corroded contacts. If repairs are starting to add up, or if there's a safety issue, you may want to consider replacing your barbecue.
A lot of things can be fixed on a grill, but generally big problems like a rusty firebox mean it might be time to get a new grill entirely.
This Napoleon gas grill aces all of Consumer Reports tests, plus people who own it say they would recommend it to their family and friends. When cleaning your barbecue grates, don't scrub them with a wire brush. The small, sharp bristles can break off and stick to the grill racks and then to your food. If swallowed, they can cause serious harm. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Markets in Toronto and New York retreated today as rising global oil prices and inflation fears shook bond markets. In Toronto, the TSX fell 435 points. In New York, the Dow dropped 537. The Nasdaq lost 410. The Canadian dollar down 0.14 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold plunged more than $120 an ounce. Oil gained more than $4 a barrel. Coming up, looking back on London's history, the War of 1812 in focus, the latest installment in our bicentennial series. Welcome back. As London marks its bicentennial, we're looking back at some of the defining stories that shaped this city. Tonight, we're actually going back farther than 200 years to the War of 1812. Sean Irvin has more on the significance of Reservoir Hill.
Today, some Londoners affectionately call Reservoir Hill Snake Hill, referring to the winding road along the steep slope of Commissioners Road. For 2 centuries, the first settlers, and before them, the first peoples, have navigated this ascent. This route was part of a larger path that stretched from present-day Burlington through London and on to Windsor.
That is the only way you're going to get into this area back east and west, okay? It was important.
The fact that it had formerly been an Indigenous trail, much traveled by settlers as they came through, enlarged as a military road, and much used by American, Indigenous, and British forces through the War of 1812.
The region to be settled as London was a dangerous spot in the war with America, especially for British soldiers and local residents supporting them in militias. Significant engagements would take place surrounding the future Forest City, including the Battle of Longwoods near present-day Wardsville in October 1814, and the Battle of the Thames further west in October 1813. The latter conflict had taken the life of Indigenous leader Tecumseh and sent the British on the run towards London, with the Americans in pursuit.
And they were trying to get to safety, and they could only go so fast because they were wounded and had to deal with supply issues and all of that sort of stuff. And they got to this spot along Commissioners Road, got to Reservoir Hill or Hungerford Hill, depending on what you want to call it, only to be attacked by Kentucky riflemen.
While historians debate accounts, local legend contends Reservoir Hill is the spot where the British and a few militiamen took a stand. They mounted a defensive position on the top of the ridge as the Americans, fresh off their victory, moved in.
Would have been a bit up on themselves, a little bit arrogant.
Now, the American forces, in far greater numbers than the minimal resistance, arrived at the bottom of the hill and dismounted from their horses. As they came up the ridge, they had no idea the fight they were about to get from the Loyalists and the British regulars above. From the top of the ridge, the British and militia forces unleashed fury.
It would have been mass confusion. It would have been absolute terror on the part of the Americans. They wouldn't have known what was hitting them.
During the battle, London's own version of Laura Secord emerged. And just like the famed heroine who warned the British of approaching Americans on the Niagara front, Phoebe McNames did the same here. At rest in London's Brick Street Cemetery, legend has it she helped to save the day.
As the story goes, leapt up on the wagon and was passing out ammunition and passing out water to the militia forces and the British forces who were repelling these Americans.
In the midst of enemy fire. Accounts vary to the length of the battle, but in the end, the Americans backed off, suffering casualties.
They probably would have realized very quickly that we can't survive this, let's get out of Dodge. And they would have turned around and ran just as a matter of self-preservation.
After the fight, the heroine went on to marry a militiaman. Phoebe would go on to bear 6 children over the next decade. In 1824, during the birth of her 7th, she would pass away at the tender age of 26. It would be more than 40 years before accounts of her story would be told. And while her role is still questioned, even at her gravesite, Phoebe's lore remains part of London's history.
And if she didn't single-handedly save the day, she certainly was instrumental in keeping them going and in helping them able to wage this battle.
But that wasn't the only fight on Reservoir Hill during the War of 1812. Another engagement took place here in the summer of 1814, when American raiders that had just looted Ingersoll were ambushed.
Of course, over the course of the War of 1812, all sides, everybody was taking from all the residents along this stretch of road. On their own side, the militia side, the Americans, everybody was helping themselves to their properties.
The Americans were led by Andrew Westbrook, a former Delaware resident who had sided with the United States. But British militia forces assigned to Captain Daniel Repelje, the future founder of St. Thomas, were ready with a trap.
They got wind of Westbrook and the Americans coming through here. So they went, and then knowing that they had to come back by way of commissioners, they positioned themselves at the foot of the hill and along the sides to ambush.
The battle was over quickly, causing the Americans casualties, and on the other side, one militiaman to lose his life to suspected friendly fire. The Americans, though, would never return. But the fear of U.S. invasion for residents in the growing settlement of London would take decades to subside.
Fear of American invasion was very real right up until the time of the American Civil War. Even here, Amelia Harris of Eldon House writes in her diary, the great fear is the Yankees will invade any day now.
Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Thank you so much, John, for sending this photograph in. A beautiful capture. Scattered showers and thunderstorms expected Saturday morning, but will clear out as we head into Saturday late afternoon. Daytime highs climbing this weekend will go from spring-like to summer as we head toward the holiday.
Health Canada officials have approved a new device which could provide relief for people living with chronic ringing ears. It can be a debilitating condition, even life-threatening in rare cases. With more on what this device could provide for patients, here's Pauline Chan.
I first thought that it was my loud refrigerator and didn't realize, in fact, the hissing sound was coming from me, from my ears.
Jim Gray first experienced tinnitus in 2020.
Tinnitus is the perception of sound that is not actually in the environment.
I often couldn't concentrate. It was doing a number on my mental health. And I couldn't sleep at night without taking heavy medication.
It was so bad he feared he might end up taking his own life, like a few severe tinnitus patients he had read about.
I try to manage it through exercise, through diet, through acupuncture, even tried some cognitive therapy, which was helpful, but didn't attack the underlying problem.
Almost 37% of Canadians have experienced tinnitus within the past year.
Audiologist Maria Simone says tinnitus is often connected with hearing loss due to aging or loud environments. And in the absence of sound, the brain becomes hyperactive in certain regions. Last year, Gray traveled to the U.S. to try a new device called the Linear. It pairs sound from headphones with stimulus from a tongue-tip device.
It's completely changed my life. Within 3 days of trying the Linear, my tinnitus had been reduced by 90%.
Bimodal neuromodulation. Now that's a mouthful, but it basically means that bimodal means that we stimulate two senses at once, and neuromodulation means it makes changes in the brain.
CEO Ross O'Neill says the device has just been approved by Health Canada and is already used across Europe and the US.
The most important thing is that tinnitus patients get into the care of an ENT or audiologist, and then they can decide what is the most appropriate treatment for them.
Right now it costs several $1,000s, but the manufacturers hope the Linear will soon be covered by insurance. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
The provincial government's new restrictive freedom of information laws are starting to take effect. According to the Canadian Press, the deadline for documents they requested looking into Ontario hospital cuts has come and gone. More than 70% of the province's hospitals are forecasting deficits, to which the Ontario Health Minister has demanded them come up with a three-year plan to balance their budgets. Those plans were due last year, but the Canadian Press are reporting their FOI request on the matter has not been answered. Law enforcement agencies on both sides of the border are reporting a major organized crime bust. They say they've now disrupted a gun trafficking operation that was smuggling weapons into Canada. With more, here's Joy Malbin.
Authorities in New Hampshire say they've cracked an international gun trafficking ring that smuggled dozens of illegal firearms from the U.S. into Canada through tribal lands that straddle both countries.
If you traffic firearms across borders, or if you help arm criminal organizations, federal law enforcement will find you, investigate you, and prosecute you.
Officials say 5 people have pleaded guilty, 8 others indicted by a federal grand jury, charged with trafficking firearms. If convicted, they could face decades in prison. Court documents say members of the Akwesasne Reservation enlisted people to purchase the firearms through licensed dealers for those prohibited from owning guns legally. These are some of the weapons traced back to suspected members of organized crime.
Several of which were subsequently recovered at various crime scenes, to include kidnapping and attempted murder in Canada.
Last Friday, 3 men, including 2 Canadians, appeared in a New York court charged with gun smuggling after they found a suitcase packed with dozens of rifles and stolen guns. It's long been a problem. Canadian authorities recover about 17,000 to 20,000 crime guns a year, and up to half are smuggled into the country from the United States. The district attorney praised Canadian and U.S. cooperation along with tribal police for taking down this gun smuggling operation. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
An update from the World Health Organization today on the hantavirus outbreak, providing clarification on how long people should remain isolated.
There's going to be a lot of epidemiological investigation to say this was a higher risk, this was a lower risk. But for us at WHO and for our recommendations, we've been very clear that all of the passengers and crew that were on board, we consider high risk.
Canada's chief public health officer revealed yesterday that 26 Canadians recently shared a flight with a potentially infected person. They say those cases are currently considered low risk, while European authorities have designated those travelers as no risk of infection. According to the WHO, those passengers should quarantine for 42 days from the last point of exposure. The top public health agency in Africa has confirmed a new Ebola outbreak in Congo, causing 65 deaths out of a suspected 246 cases so far.
The World Health Organization is representative to DRC, and other WHO experts are in Ituri and working side by side with DRC health authorities to respond to and contain the outbreak.
This is the 17th reported Ebola outbreak in Congo since the virus first appeared in 1976. A previous outbreak between 2018 and 2020 killed more than 1,000 people in the country's east. The Ukrainian president visited the site of a Russian strike in Kyiv today, where the death toll has risen to 24 victims. Ukrainian authorities reported a Russian strike hitting an apartment complex yesterday, forcing crews to search through rubble for survivors and bodies. They say that operation lasted more than 28 hours. 3 children are among the dead, while dozens more people were injured.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Kick off your long weekend with us, 8 a.m. Saturday morning. It's Weekend Spotlight. There's a great event coming up on the 21st at Bowler Mountain from 4 to 7 p.m. It is called Behind the Line. Find out what life is like as a first responder and help raise funds for their mental health. We are also going to find out about London sport tourism, and we'll bring back some interviews with Rita Ismail and Brent Lale. See you then.
Finally tonight, the Montreal Canadiens are 1 win away from reaching the NHL's Final Four, propelling their team's success a Newfoundland native, Alex Newhook. Garrett Berry has more on his unexpected turn in the spotlight.
Montreal's Stanley Cup push has transformed Maverick Sports and Collectibles in downtown St. John's into a sea of red. And taking center stage, Alex Newhook's number 15. If you want one of these, act quick.
We just had 3 come in and 2 of them went right away. We've got 1 left here now, but we're sending some up to get done every day pretty much now.
Newhook's playoff success has launched him to a new level.
All of a sudden, new hook is Guy Lafleur.
5 goals so far in the series against the Buffalo Sabres and the Game 7 winner against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Right place at the right time has a lot to do with hockey IQ. And he's always been a very, very smart hockey player.
Development coach Andrew Piercy has worked with Newhook. He says his sudden breakout is no surprise. And that's not the only Newhook he's taken under his wing. Sister Abby Newhook just finished her rookie season with the Boston Fleet of the PWHL. She was a 5th-round draft pick, but her 7 goals and 7 assists placed her 5th in rookie scoring this year.
Most of the time, those types of players don't get as many looks, but she had such a great training camp and then parlayed that into a great season.
Maybe they got it from their dad, Sean, a skilled player himself.
We kind of joke about, was it in the food? I think it took a lot of everything. It took a lot of hard work and determination.
For the Newhook parents, it's been a busy spring, both children competing in their league playoffs.
We have been following the kids around, and it's been super fun just being a part of it and being able to experience it with them. It's been great.
A whirlwind, flights, games, and hundreds of texts after a goal, but all worth it to see their son shine during these Stanley Cup playoffs. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a great weekend.